Hello everybody, my name is Mr. Vince and I hope you all have a fantastic Friday or any day you're watching this video, and I'm sure a lot of you are excited because you finally get off of school for the weekend and all that, and I'm excited to, taking a break from school, from learning and all that. We all have to take breaks, right? But today we got some exciting news for mobile players as well as other players in general. So before we continue on, guys, I am actually going to be hitting level 10 today by the time I'm making this video. As you can see, I am at 9.8, and as you can tell, I will actually hit level 10 in the next set of contracts I'll be getting, which were already released by the time I released this video to YouTube, and it's already public. So just keep that in mind, okay? Because my contracts reached around like almost 11 in the morning, and I didn't do them until like live stream. So it's pretty obvious, if you watch my live stream, I'll be doing my contracts and I'll be hitting level 10 from them. So it'll probably take like 4 contracts to hit level 10. And I have to say, that is super crazy. Like, it took a really long time, like about 3 weeks to hit level 10. Unlike a lot of the other seasons, like season 1 New Beginnings, it took about 3 weeks. And then this season took about 3 weeks. And I have to say, this season was pretty easy, but it was also too complicated. Like, I had to literally try my best to get my contract street at the right timing. Although it wasn't too much of a success, it was still possible, and I was able to catch up, so that's nice to hear. Now, today's video, I'll be talking about the brand new settings menu, as well as a change to the admin control menu. So, for those who are curious, the settings menu looks like this. And this has been the case since the update that added player markers, which were the August 2021 update. And other than that, we had pretty much nothing else added to the settings. As you can see, it's full of all of these. We got robbery music, we got other radios, we got weapon camera lock, lights, shadows, sun shadows, robbery markers, and player markers. And as you can tell, the 2 out of the 7, as you can see here, are not savable, which means they do not save when you join a new server, which are light shadows and sun shadows. And I have to say, that is extremely weird that they don't save. They used to save, but they removed the ability for them to save about a couple weeks later. I actually do not know why they did that, but other than that, the other settings work just fine. So as you can see by the screenshot, we got a couple new settings, not a lot, but we do have a pretty good amount of settings. As you can see, we now have the ability to scroll for both robbery music and other radios. And as you can tell, this is going to be a lifesaver. Now you'll be able to control the volume of all of these as well as other radios, so you can finally enjoy your experience with a low volume for the other radios as well as robbery music. Now you don't have to worry about getting your videos copyrighted because of robbery music in the radios. So that is extremely exciting, as you can see there. And robbery markers and player markers pretty much stay the same. Nothing changed for them. Pretty much they moved to the top, and that's pretty much it. Nothing really changed. But then we have vehicle follow camera, and follow camera for the vehicles is a brand new addition added to the November 2021 update. And basically, when you're driving a vehicle, you have the camera follow you. But now, if the option is disabled, the camera will not follow the vehicle and will look like this. As you can see, the vehicle will not actually make the camera move towards the front view of it, and instead it's just going to look like this. So that means you have free control over the vehicle, and you don't have to worry about the camera just annoyingly moving towards the front view of the vehicle. So that's exciting, as you can see right there. Alongside of that, vehicles definitely need that for those who really want to speed test their stuff without having any problems. But I'm finding that pretty motivating. But for those who do not have an ease with their mouse and all that, this is probably useless. So consider enabling it if you don't have something you can use to control your camera. Because you cannot use the left or right arrows on PC because they don't work. I think they'll work when the option is disabled because you have free control over the camera. Now, we also have weapon camera lock, which pretty much stayed the same. Nothing changed for the weapon camera lock. It's pretty much the same thing. And then we have scope sensitivity. This is the scope, as you can see. Now, the problem is the scope sensitivity is really high. And for some devices, this is the problem. Some other devices may find this pretty good, useful. But most people found this pretty bad because scope sensitivity is really high. to the fact that it just messes your entire camera and just makes your scoping extremely imprecise. So I'm glad they're adding this. It's super useful. Now you'll be able to scope with ease, as you can tell. Before the update, you didn't have the options, so that's good to hear. We also have light shadows and sun shadows, and other than that, that's pretty much it. But then we move on to the best thing for the update, that is for mobile players. So when you go in the options menu, you also have an additional option called console. Now, this will be visible on every server, so that means it'll be visible on public servers, private servers, and all that. Now, if you're on PC, to access the console, you press this button, as you can see on screen, and you'll be able to access the console. Now, this is a problem because you can't do this on Xbox or mobile. Now, you'll be able to do it on any version of Jailbreak as long as you go to the console tab in the settings menu. And also, for some odd reason, the Jeep likes to fling itself like this. That's so crazy. Look at this. I can just fling the Jeep all over the place. That's just super crazy. Right. Well, look at that. It's super weird. Hopefully, they also fix that in the future because that's kind of crazy. Like, it's a newly found glitch, and it's just so weird. Let's be real. What about the dirt bike? Does it do it too? Yeah. The dirt bike does it, and it's even worse because it's smaller, lighter, and it's gonna fling all over the place. Look at this. Although mass doesn't really matter anyways because mass is not counted for vehicles in the first place. But it's still kind of crazy. Like, look at this. The dirt bike is just flinging all over the place, and it's just so super weird. Like, considering it's a gray dirt bike, I can expect it to be like a ghost. Like, hovering all over the place, you know. Ghosts are pretty much grayish white color, and this dirt bike is gray, so it's gonna fling itself all over the place. Like, whoa, that is super duper crazy, as you can see. But yeah, now the console, I think it's going to stay the same. No new commands and all that. I think it's just going to be exactly the same as it is. So nothing really changed. But alongside some additional stuff, I would like to point out the translating for the newer you guys will be coming up soon. Badima stated that they'll be trying their best to, change the translating, fixing it, and all that. So it doesn't always show the English generated content if you're playing in a different version of the Jailbreak with a different language and all that. So that way you'll be able to play Jailbreak without having English, and you could just have like Japanese or Russian or Chinese, whatever game or language you're playing on. So that's pretty nice, as you can tell. And what is scope sensitivity, you might be asking? Well, Badima stated it's actually a mouse sensitivity with weapons. Not just the sniper, but also, sensitivity with your weapons. So now you'll be able to control the sensitivity with weapons. And also, I'm hoping that they also add an option to, add the ability to change the sensitivity of your camera. I know this is possible on PC and Xbox, but this is not possible on mobile. So I am playing with a controller. As you can see, you have these options. You also have them on PC, but if you're on mobile, they are not available. Now, if you use a controller on mobile, and you just change the camera sensitivity, it will not do anything. It will just stay exactly the same. Even though you are able to change it on PC and Xbox, you cannot do this on mobile. It just stays the same. So hopefully they do something about this too, because it's kind of a problem if you're on mobile, because sometimes the sensitivity can be really high for those, playing like an Android and all that, and it's just gonna be annoying. Let's be real though. But other than that, there's pretty much nothing else. All that. And another thing I would like to talk about, light shadows and sun shadows unfortunately will not be savable because Badima stated that we purposely don't save certain settings right now to stop any bug reports that are related to a toggled setting. So basically Badima might be trying their best to save all the settings, but currently do not allow this to the light shadows and sun shadows, but that may be coming in the future. And also, you can control the roadster in the passenger? Like, what? What? There's absolutely no way. Like, that is super ridiculous. How can you, control the roadster? Like, what? It's crazy. And they're a ghost kind of vehicle. Like, what? What? Let me get this straight. Why can he control the roadster in the passenger if he did it correctly? Like, what? Like, what? How can he do it? I mean, if you're holding, jump and you do it, it works. Like, what? I don't even get it. It's just so weird. So, yeah. Now, it works on all versions. You can just hold jump and it'll be a trick. It's still kind of crazy, though. Like, if they're watching this video and they see this, might as well patch it because this is a really weird glitch and I don't think it's supposed to happen. And I know it's not UFOing and all that, but it literally just glitches the vehicle. It only happens to the vehicles that show the player. So if it's not a vehicle that shows the player, this is not the case. So yeah, now one last thing I would like to talk about. The Classic and the Airtail are officially retiring it today. So unfortunately, if you didn't get the chance to, grind for the Airtail, well, sad to say that the Airtail is retiring and it may not come back anytime soon. Most of you probably know why it's going away, because the design of it, Simo stated that he hated it and he didn't really like it. Pretty much, he did a pretty bad job with the model. I still like it though, but he said that it was not his favorite and it just didn't look well and just didn't look good for a supercar. But let's be real though, I love the Airtail. It looks super nice, but the thing is, we have too many supercars already, so it's a good time to have some supercars retiring and all that. So yeah, that makes total sense. Now the Classic is an old vehicle, and since the museum is ramping, that makes sense as well. And the Boxer can't retire because it's obviously a newer vehicle, so that makes sense as well. You can't retire the Boxer. If the Posh was still in the game, it might retire right now, but it already retired, so yeah, that makes total sense. But thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys found this entertaining and you found it informative, be sure to leave a like and feel free to subscribe to the channel. And hit the bell icon to never miss a video. And you'll have a chance to fling the banana car inside of the passenger. Like I'm doing right here. You gotta fling the banana car all over the place. And it just makes it super crazy. Let's go bananas, okay? We're going bananas! Yep, we're totally going bananas right now. Okay, we're just flinging all over the place. We just, boop, there. That's what happens, okay? As always, my name is Mr. Vince. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And one more thing, expect a new live stream, okay? And yeah, see ya.